All right. All right. The time is 7:09. Would like to say good evening to anyone who uh, will be following this podcast. My name is Sam Yiko Eugenian, and I'm here with Abraham Kamara.
Abraham Abraham Kumar.
I want you to pronounce your name yourself, but
Okay, so put me
we
off guard.
yeah, no problem, no problem. This platform is a platform of inner circle, and tonight we're gonna be discussing what this organization is about. Uh, we're also going to be discussing what this podcast is set up to do. We have some great things that we want to do within our community. This organization is based in Minnesota, and so we want to tackle some of the uh, things that are not being talked about. Some highlight some of the things that people are not highlighting. Some of the individuals, some of the organizations, anything positive that is impacting this community. Those are things that we wanna talk about. We will steer away from politics uh, the best way we can, and we'll continue to work on this. So, uh, Ab, thanks for being here. We will also have some people joining us, but as you are here, you are the president of this organization,
Mhm.
serving your term currently. Tell us, how did Inner Circle come about?
Thank you, Sam Y. Let me say, there's a good initiative we have started. To your point, with this podcast, we are trying to cover what I describe as a news desert in our community. A lot of things happening here in our various community, especially for us here in Minnesota. As you say, our organization is based in Minnesota. A lot of things happening that doesn't get talked about, does it's not covered. So I think the beginning of this platform is going to help us, or we're going to share light on those things. But to come back to your question, Inner Cycle got started officially during COVID. You know, COVID, we came together, four guys. We said, hey man, in the heat of COVID started, as we all know, in March.
So it was 2020?
Yeah, 2020, March of 2020. So
Okay,
when COVID started, everyone was home. As you all know, everyone was on a lockdown.
right.
Yeah, you don't go anywhere. It's just home. So we decided, hey man, let's do something. Let's get together and do some kind of exercise. Mentally, physically, to just group of guys get together, play basketball. It's this social and electric club. Play basketball and just share ideas, talk about each other's family. And one thing about Inner Saga is a family-oriented organization. So we want to bring guys together to say, hey man, let's get together. First, when we started, it was like every evening, after
Mhm.
like our various activities or work, some of us were still working. I was still working from home. And most of us was working from home, except maybe like frontline workers at the time.
Right.
But so that's how it started.
So it started with four members, and now how many members do you have?
Now we have 18 members.
Okay.
Gradually I've grown to 18 members, and there's a member-only organization wherein, like, you if you want to become a member of Inner Cycle, you have to go through a process, and
Right.
from there, once you are approved, you can become a full-fledged member. But there is a
I heard
process.
you. I heard you mention that the organization started with guys coming together playing basketball and keeping fit.
Mhm.
Is basketball the only sport that the organization participates in?
Primarily it's basketball, but from time to time, most of us, we are all immigrants. Not most of us, we are all immigrants from Liberia, and so sometimes we do play soccer. Sometimes we do soccer, but not as our number one sport. We like if we have a team out of state, like a year ago, almost a year now, we went to Iowa and we play a team that's only a soccer team. Basketball is not huge in the Liberian community.
Right.
It is something. Soccer is We all grew up playing soccer. Soccer is a primary sport.
Right.
So a lot of places, in this country where where Liberian immigrants are, it's all about soccer. So in order for us to continue to do outreach to other organizations that want to invite us to maybe their activities or their ball, like the situation within Iowa, we have to make sure that we be flexible.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yes, basketball is our primary sport, but because we all here grew up playing or watching soccer, we
Right.
always try to honor those invitations.
Right. So it sounds like you guys have been existing. The organization has been existing
Mhm.
for about 4 years now, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So within these years, what are some of the major impact you guys have made within the community?
Well, one of the major impact is that we have made basketball like visible, right? It's like we have kind of given some visibility to basketball in your community. It's like we play year round. Basketball, yeah, it's a winter sport, but it gave you the flexibility to play year round. So it's like, for example, in the winter, it's like because of the fact that we are all here in Minnesota, it's like Minnesota is very cold. you know, Basically from
Mhm.
September, up to the end of April. So during those times, things are pretty much dead. You don't have a lot going on, and so one of the impact we have had, like especially like during our winter practices, you have a lot of community members. Guys come out just to associate, to be part of it. I mean, what it is that we are trying to do, and then also the other thing I would say is like we have done some community outreach, to various organizations, like, hey man, here we are as an organization, this is what we're trying to achieve. We have a lot of work in the pipeline and that we are working on. And then the other achievement I would say, hey, the very podcast, the very platform that we are trying to launch here to educate our people, civic education. A lot of things that we have in the pipeline that we are working on, and things that I feel like we can really, really achieve. The 18 of us, or however many will become in the future. So that a lot of things we are working on. I said we grew from 4 guys just trying to get together today, 18. A lot of great ideas, a lot of great men, a lot of smart guys part of the organization. We have done a lot. It's a family first oriented organization. We have done great things.
Right.
We have taken a couple of trips, to Maryland, to Iowa, to participate in tournaments and things like that. So
Right. So let me quickly say welcome to Joey Bunyan. Joey Bunyan is the vice president of Inner Circle. Joey, welcome to the platform.
Good evening.
Good
Thank
evening.
you.
How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How's everybody?
We're faring well. So the president has so far been answering some questions in regards to Inner Circle as an organization, how it started, how things are going so far, some of the visions and some of the things that achievements, and how connected it has been with the community. So as vice president, I like to ask you this question: what are some of the challenges that Inner Circle has faced over the last 4 years of existence and continues to face?
Uh, Inner Circle have faced different challenges, just like any other organization. But specifically, is that how to attain membership um, is a positive challenge, right? So we just don't work on anybody in the circle. You have to be legitimate. You have to be sensible, and you gotta have your own identity to get in this circle because we want strong men, strong women to join us because this is our legacy, right? We started small, as AB has told you, and everybody who's listening to this. We started small. It was just an idea. The idea is growing, is blooming, and we are very we are a small group with big ideas. So anybody that will welcome among us have to be dedicated, motivated, and have that confidence. So those are some of the challenges because we are trying to weed out everybody who want to join this group. Um, Another challenge is that
So you're saying trying to find the ideal member can sometimes be challenging. The process of trying to refine and fine comb individuals who are coming into the organization has been a challenge. Is that what you're saying?
selection has been a challenge,
Okay.
right? Um, Another thing will be of a challenge is that most of us are
Hold on.
Liberians.
Winter practices, considering the fact that uh, uh, the organization is here in Minnesota and it gets cold.
I wouldn't really look that as a challenge. Is offsetting, but as you know, that's more like a benefit to us. That's why we have the group. That's not a challenge to me and members of the inner circle, because that's when you really see who's dedicated to be part of this group. Summertime, everybody want to come outside. Wintertime is when you need to come outside. It's mandatory.
Mr. President, would you like to add on to that?
Yeah,
Talking
no,
about some of the challenges, you are you thinking about a few of them too?
yeah. So real quick, let me back to the winter thing that you asked Jay Blaze about. I think the winter is an opportunity for us. As I alluded to earlier, the winter is from, I mean, however way you look at winter in Minnesota, right? However your resistance is to cold, the winter starts here for September to the end of April. So winter is an opportunity for us to really, really get folks outside. And winter is when we really, really get a lot of engagement. Guys come out, guys express interest how they want to become part of us. Because winter is when we start our winter practice, we have it going like every morning, from 9 to noon. For those 3 hours, it gets crowded, and sometimes it gets overcrowded. That we want to say, hey man, can we get our own facility? And one of the challenge I would say is like we don't have our own facility. You know, I mean that's the greatest challenge we face. It's not only us. I mean, Liberians in Minnesota, like Minnesota is the largest concentration of Liberian outside of Liberia. I think that statistic still stands. It's the largest concentration of Liberians outside of Liberia. But we do not have our own space. We do not have our own facility. We don't have our community center. Yes, uh, you're on mute. You're on mute. Somewhere you're on mute. If you
Is
actually,
this something that is within the vision of Inner Circle?
oh yeah, obviously,
To
yes,
acquire your
definitely,
own space?
definitely, definitely,
And
definitely,
tell us,
yes.
tell us how you're making strides to ensure that that becomes a reality.
So one thing, in our cycle, we are having our official launch. I would describe as our coming out party in November. That's where we intend to officially launch our organization to the outside world. I mean, obviously, this platform right now, we are already doing that, but that's when we want that's our official coming out party. And the intent and intention of that party, of that ball, is to uh, launch our community center initiative. To say, hey, this is what we want to do. We intend to build a community center here in Minnesota. And so we want the community, we want Liberians from everywhere, every walks of life, friends of Liberia, to join us in that initiative that, hey, we want to build a community center. We have already started, from internally in the cycle, working on those modalities where I would, trying to raise funds, trying to put things together that we can try to do that. But officially in November, what we are describing as our all black, you know, uh, all black event. That's when we're going to officially launch that to let the world know that, hey,
So
we
so speaking about launching, are you guys a 501c3 uh, organization?
yes, Cycle is a 501c registered organization.
Okay,
Uh, we are tax exempt, obviously, but as I said, so yes.
okay. And so in November, this going to be happening. I think we have ways away, and we will definitely talk more about that.
Hmm.
Um, but Jay Bliss, can you hear me? Joey,
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
So far, being a part of Inner Circle and as a Liberian within this Liberian community here in Minnesota, what are some of the things that you think this podcast can tackle? Some of the issues, some of the social issues that we can talk about, because we have many platforms out there, right? We have political platforms, we have G's networks, where we have the latest gossips and all of those things trending. But there are other things that are happening within our society, in our community, that we are not talking about, and some things that we also need to focus on. What are some of the things that you can think about that this podcast can start to highlight moving forward?
Thanks, Sam. So some positive things we can look at. I mean, is negative up front. The social injustice within Minnesota, first of all. Um, the decency of young men and women who's making it. Like we have Inner Circle right now. This is just a small part of the Liberian community. We are decent men and women trying to make it in the United States. As AB said earlier, Minnesota have the largest population of Liberians, right? I've been here since 1996. I have family members that been in Minnesota since 1980s, right? So the we are here. Many people don't know the Liberians, right? They associate Liberia with Brooklyn Park. There are Liberians everywhere in Minnesota, right? I'm living in Jordan. I have family in Buffalo. We got people in St. Michael. There are many Liberians within this Minnesota. So we have to bring the equality of standards, right? Because there are different type of Liberians, just there are different type of Americans, right? So we have to bring out the bigger picture of Liberia because Liberia was once a great nation, and we have different attributes that we want to share from social, ethics, ethnics, heritage. It it goes so much more, right? I myself a military vet of the United States Army, a college grad. So, like, the guys of Inner Circle bring so much to the table. We are different, we are unique, and we have our own story to tell to make this a better Liberian organization, a better Minnesota network, and let the world know that we are here to stay and we've been around and they need to hear our voice.
Quickly, you mentioned something. Maybe before I get to you, let me just ask this question to Joey. Joey, you said we are unique. Tell me, what do you think? Uh, what are some of the things that separates or separate us Inner Circle from other organizations that are out there within the Liberian community?
You hit it on
Organizations
the
that
head.
are very similar. Organizations that are very similar to what we have. How do we stand apart? How
We
are we
stand
unique?
My, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did you get my question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
This is how we stand apart. We have structure, and the biggest thing in life is structure. Structure live forever, right?
Right.
Um, as you can see, we came to a new nation, and we have made it. You can tell something about us. There are many foreigners within the United States. They are still figuring out their left from the right. So we have actually conquered a lot of space within a short period.
And
Um,
I'm not referring to the Liberian community. I'm referring to Inner Circle as an organization.
I will get to that. I hear you loud and clear.
We got about 2 minutes.
The reason I'm saying this is that inner circle, right? Most of the gentlemen that in inner circle been in the states for quite a while, so they understand the dynamics. They understand the structure of the United States, and we are forming a structure right now. This is just the beginning. As we are having our coming out anniversary, this coming November, it will show the spotlight of inner circle. There are many different men here, women. There are many aspects we bring to the table. I myself, like I said, I'm a military vet. I got a black belt in Lean Sigma 6, one of the highest level you can ever achieve in logistics, right? We have some business partners here. We have some trainers. We have mostly we got every category based, right? We even have some cooks. We have some gentlemen. So there's different things we're bringing to the table. We're bringing knowledge. We're bringing wisdom. We're bringing strength. We're bringing empowerment. We're bringing motivation. So those are some of the uniqueness we are going to bring, plus more.
Thank you very much. Abby,
Yeah.
would you like to add on to that?
Yeah, I would say what makes us unique is like we are visionaries, okay, and we are visionaries, and we are very innovative. I said again, I will get back to the I will refer back to this podcast. How many folks in our community, in a short space of time that we have been around, we have done a lot of visionary things. We have done a lot of innovative things that no Liberian organization, okay, social and elected organization that you have, especially in Minnesota, you have a lot of those. In other communities, you have a lot of those. You have old timers here. You don't have, as a VP alluded, as Jay Blaze alluded to, you don't have that structure. You don't have that structure. You don't have that visionary. You don't have that innovative, spirit. And lastly, I would say is that we are very family oriented. We love one another. Who cares
Not,
about
not,
one
not to
another?
cut you off, but let me just a touch. Are you there, Tatas?
I'm going on mute.
Will you be able to come on video shortly?
No, probably in the next 15, 20 minutes.
All right, then. All right, you can come. You can come on when you're ready. Can we do that?
Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
The
So
same
so
the
yeah,
innovator.
visionary, very innovative, and lastly, family oriented. Who cares about one another. It's like this coming Saturday, right? Like that we're gonna show. Okay, when our brother is having a baby, he's having a baby shower. Okay, like all of us gonna be there in full force. We're gonna support our brother. We're gonna make sure that that he feels the spirit, the love of inner cycle. That's what we do. We did it for one of our brother back in April, and now our other brother is, Leroy Pope is having a baby shower, and you're gonna see the love. So that's why we care deeply about one another. It's family oriented. The respect is there. You don't really find that. We joke, we laugh. It's like that's one thing too. We joke and we laugh. We respect one another. We know our boundaries. We know, we know what button to push with one another and things like that. So it's like you don't really find that, coming here. Sometimes you have organizations like having beef, guys going at each other. You don't have that inner cycle. The love is always there. The camaraderie is always there. So we really, really deeply care about one another. And while we do that, we have vision. We are very innovative. A lot of great things here. Folks going to feel the impact of inner cycle. We want to
Right.
be.
Thank you very much, Basil. So for the 4 years that you guys have been existing, uh,
Mhm.
what has been the primary means of financial operation, as in raising funds, your budget?
Yeah.
Where do you get your funding? How do you
Yeah.
operate? Where do you get your funding?
Yeah. So right now we are self-funded. Yeah. Right now we are self-funded. Every member of Inner Cycle pay a due, annual due. Obviously I'm not going to call that amount here. But every member of Inner Cycle, know, we pay an annual due. So we are self-funded. We are member-funded. We are member-owned organization. As we grow, we're trying to find other funding sources. As I alluded to earlier, we are a 501c3 organization, so we are trying to work out ways and means that we can raise more funds to. But it's not just about raising funds, right? It's about, okay, how can we use those funds to impact our community? And I said this very platform that we have launched is, I mean, I think it's one of those. Okay, the bigger resources that we have right now was able to launch this platform so that we can impact our community. So right now we are self-funded. Each of our 18 members pay an annual dues, and we use those to fund our activities, like this platform or this podcast.
Right. And so, what are some of the ways that you envision in the future to collaborate with other organizations to bring funding or to raise funds through other means? What are some of the things that you guys have been envisioning and talking about so far?
Oh, there are a lot of things. I mean, a lot of things in the works. Okay.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to share that because
First
this
of
is a
all,
public.
first of all, one of the fund, one of we are going to raise fund this year is through our program. You know, our anniversary program. Right now, we have tickets on sale. Each member has been allotted a ticket, so we are selling our tickets actively in the community. I think it's $30 a ticket. Uh, we have a hall. We have everything in place. So that's one way we are going to raise tickets, funding, and then we have sponsors for those. I mean, for our anniversary program, we already have sponsors lined up that we're going to do outreach to say, hey, this is what we're trying to do, and can you help us, to achieve that? So is our anniversary program is going to be one of our source this year, and going forward we're going to launch merchandise. We're going to see how best we can do some merchandising. Here selling like t-shirts, hoodies, because I think Inner Cycle is a brand. As Jay Blaze alluded to, I mean the cycle. There's coming into a cycle, right? It's like, to me, that's how I see cycle. It coming into a family. You can set this as an idea, as a brand. For me, I believe strongly in marketing. Marketing is like, and we all live in this country. We see like how companies sell their product or their services to us. So that's how I envision cycle. There's a lot of things we can do. I said merchandising, our annual program, which would be this year is going to be the first. Our anniversary program this year is going to be the first, but going forward, that is something we're going to do annually. And the other thing too, because on the 501c3 aspect, the other way we're going to do is we're going to do grants, apply for grants. Guys, there are a lot of things we can do in our community. We want to do some launch a youth program. That we cannot self fund those. We need to apply for grants to make sure like we can reach out to generous individuals that can help us in those regard in those capacities.
Right. Thank you very much. Dre Bliss, as vice president of Inner Circle, in your capacity, what are some things that you hope can be different or improved upon in the next year or two?
Um, my wife and I was just speaking about this. We are looking at volunteerism. Volunteer to get our name out. We have to volunteer more, and with my background, I'm actually trying to speak out to the stadiums to get us out there and let people see our face, put the name to face, put brand to names, right? And since I work for a company, Marsden Services, they have about three stadiums they run right now, right? On the janitorial side, on the building management side. So I want to get our name out there with my company, right? We got Target Field, that's one of the place, the US Bank Stadium, the Gopher Stadium, TCF Stadium, right? You know, at Lions Stadium, we're trying to get our name in there. So be on the lookout for Inner Circle. We have things in the works. Like these stadiums have concerts, right? That would get our name out more, and we can try to get in the Target Field, right? It's all about connections. Those are some of the things we need to focus on. We also need to focus on branching out the metro area, right? The metro area is big, but it's small at the same time. We need to branch out, right? Minnesota have so many cities that need assistance. I'm in my backyard right now. I can show you a little quick snap of some of the work Inner Circle did. If you look closer, there's a playground that was given to me by my neighbor. My team and I took it about a block away. The lady who was there, she was very impressed. I mean, she can vouch for us that these guys are up to something great, right? She never seen young men get together just to do a small little project. This took us less than 4 hours. So we are here to work as a team. We are here to go above and beyond and show everybody that when you hear the name Inner Circle, is this something you want to be part of? Because we're not just doing this for now; we're doing it for the future. Some of us got kids, we got nieces and nephews. We want them to look at the bigger picture, right? Is like AB, the president said, it's a family orientation group, right? When we welcome you in this circle, we want you to feel at home. And there's always home away from home. This is our place.
Right. Recently, Inner Circle participated in a very big tournament here in Minnesota. How was that tournament? My understanding is that we were able to come second place. How was the experience? How was the outcome? And what was it that you learned? Some of the connections you built, and what do you hope could be different next time?
Okay. Is it for me or is it for Jibles?
Both of you guys. Anyone can go first.
Okay, yeah, I can take that first. I mean, to me, like, I mean, the organizers, they did the best they could do. I think, given maybe the circumstances, again, I think one of the challenges of that tournament was, space. I mean, the facility was not that conducive for such a tournament. In my personal opinion, but I think the organizers did the best they could do, and I think coming back again to is that it is the largest concentration of Liberia outside of Liberia, and we could not even get a good gym, or the organizer could not get a good gym where we have folks coming from North Dakota, Philadelphia, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Maryland. So I think, but I think they did a good job, given the circumstances and the situation. We participated in the tournament. We took second place. It was a competitive tournament. I mean, all for one, one for all. Those guys, we consider each. We are the only two basketball organizations in Minnesota. Everyone is soccer. So it's like the trash talking, the everything else, because they are our competitors. So we competed. The two Minnesota teams went to the final, and then
Mm,
it was fun. It was entertaining. Everyone, and from there, I think there was a respect from both sides. All for one respect us, and I think we greatly respect them. And I think for us, it's like well, we respect any and every organization. But it was a fun tournament. It was a fun event. I think every time you can bring Liberians together to participate in such a tournament, in such a activity, it's good for us. Sometimes in our community, we focus too much on the negativity. I mean, on the negative aspect of things. You have so many gossip going on about X, Y, and Z. So I think every time you can bring Liberians together to participate in such an event, in such a tournament, we share ideas, we laugh and joke, we crack jokes with one another, trash talk. It's good. So, in my opinion, I think it was a success. I'm not speaking for the organizers, but I think they did a great job. There were some things that maybe it was out of their control, and I can speak to that. But from my vantage point, cycle, we participated, were invited, we accepted the invitation, and we all show up as a group. We're very organized. We did our best, and we took second place. And I think next time, whenever we participate in such a tournament, I think we're going to do the best we can to bring the goal home.
right. Win gold.
Yes, yes. The
Jay Blaze.
Paris Olympics is coming up here, so obviously,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Jay Blaze, what's your take?
Um, the tournament to me was it was okay. It was okay. We took second place. Given the time frame that we have, I mean, it's one of our biggest Minnesota tournament. Unlike when we went to Maryland. So for us taking second place, I congratulate our whole inner circle team. Right. Um, the facility was okay. That was my main point. We needed more airflow. Um, for the organizers, I believe they could have done more in the sense of getting the word out because most of the people there was basically for all for one. We had members and outsiders for inner circle, but you didn't see any cheerleaders for the guys from out of state, right? So I think that the information, the collectivism, what wasn't there because the stadium wasn't filled. It should have been filled, right? Um, they had their own structures going on. They had about four teams. We had one team, so so competition, competition being it was
Right.
basically competition between all for one and Inner Circle was the second biggest team there. So I'm glad things ended up the way they did. But next year we're gonna take it home. We have to conquer everything as a welcome gift. Second place is good, but first place will be better in the future. That's what I'm looking at. But all in all, it was a good tournament. It was a good tournament, and in the future, when we're playing something, we're gonna do better. You know, you always want to go for the better, the best, and excellent. So I take it as a good.
Right. I know I put this question to you earlier, but I like to put it to the president too. Um, Moving forward, uh, some of the things that we could highlight and talk about and discuss uh, that will be impactful within our community. When you think about this podcast and some of those things, uh, what are some things that come to your mind?
Yeah, thank you for that great question. I think, even though you mentioned earlier we stay away from politics. I think the only politics we should stay away from, right, is the Liberian politics, right? I think we should focus, even with discussing politics here, there are Liberians who are running for local office. We can highlight them. I think our focus here, right? The problem most of us face here, or the dilemma we have, we want to live here and discuss Liberian politics. You know what I mean? All day, every day. Okay. Yeah. Right now, there's a guy who's wanting to become a representative. I mean, a
Wilfred
local
Russell.
representative. What was
Wilfred
that?
Russell.
Yeah, yeah,
Wilfred Russell.
yeah, 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 yeah. Wilfred Russell. It's like, are we highlighting him in the community? We should. We should. Whether you agree with his politics or his policies, we should highlight it. We should give Liberians. He should be able to do an outreach to the Liberian community and tell them, hey man, I'm running for this local office. Okay. So I would like you guys to hear me out. So I want us to focus on politics, but American politics and local politics for that matter. There are folks here who want to maybe become city council members. Those are things that impact us. Because hey, if you own a home, you pay local taxes, man. You pay taxes. Okay, so those are things to me we should highlight. So that's one thing, politics. Also, I mean the economy. Okay, a lot of is the economy to me, right, impact us in every way, shape, and form. We should be able to, reach out to local experts, whether, immigrant expert, it could be a Liberian, it could be a Nigerian, to come maybe to speak to our community on those, about mortgages. Right now, like, interest rate is very high. If someone is trying to obtain a mortgage, do they know how to go about the process? Those are things to me we should highlight, to your point about the social issue. Yeah, we can, definitely we should. A lot of social things going on here. That's the third thing. And the entertainment, our society, our community will love entertainment. If someone is coming into, if an entertainer is coming to our community, maybe we should invite them on this platform, on this show, to for folks to know, hey man, maybe Gizino is coming to town this weekend. Can we get him? We can get him on our show to blow him up, or maybe hey, a big Nigerian artist, that's coming to town. Those things happen here, but sometimes they go under the radar. No one knows about it. No one knows about it because we face a desert right now in our community. We face a new desert, and that's not only in Minnesota, right? It's every Liberian community in this country. There's a news desert. Local things are not being localized. It's all about, hey, nothing against Spoon TV, but why I'm here listening to Spoon TV discussing Liberian politics or discussing issues in Liberia. I care less about that stuff. It doesn't affect me. I don't live there. It doesn't. And so is that, but here, but
Well,
our community right now is so much engaged into that. So I think Inner Cycle should come and try to fill that void. There's a stuff he shared today, Chairman, about a Liberian family I live in Minnesota here, that like their disabilities, right? They're trying to build orphanages back home. Those are Liberians that live right here in Minnesota.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Who's highlighting? No one knows about those things.
No, no,
Yeah, we should be able to highlight those things. I mean,
yeah,
I don't want to be discussing what black guy is doing or what black guy is not doing in Liberia. To me, honestly, that doesn't affect me. I do
yeah,
have friends and family in Liberia, but it doesn't affect me.
right.
I don't want to, like, all day, every day, listen to that. There are a lot of things happening in our community that we should be able to highlight. And that's why I'm really, really excited about this podcast, about what Cycle have started here. I think we are going to really, really impact our community. We are going to educate our community. We are going to really, really move our community forward in a positive direction. Now, look, man, yes, Most of us love Liberia. We all came from there, but we also live here. We live our lives here. As Jay Blaze said earlier, we have our family here. You
Yep.
know, we have our kids here. This is where our focus should be.
Yep. That is true. Are you
Yeah.
guys okay? I was trying to pull. I was trying to bring forth the that
Okay.
photo that I shared earlier.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and you can
Yeah, if you can
continue.
bring that out, that would be. I mean, if you can bring that
Yeah,
out, that would be good. But to me,
you can
those are
continue.
the
You
things to
can
be.
continue to talk. I'll bring that forth.
Yeah, I think yeah, those are the things that we should definitely highlight. I have nothing against Liberia. Okay, it's where I was born. It's where I was raised, and I think it's good to love your country, but where you live, where you pay taxes, where you do everything 100% of the time, we should be able to focus on issues that affect us. As to your point earlier, Winfrey Russell is running. Okay, we should be able to bring Winfrey Russell on this platform to say, hey man, what is your vision for Liberians? You know, what I mean, what is it? What is it? You know, what is it that you have done for our community that we should vote for you, or what is it, or what do you do, or what do you intend to do? I mean, Jay Blaze, you can
Right.
step in here if you want to, but those are some of the things I think we should do. We should cover everything, right? It's like current events, politics, entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, we should cover those things, but it should be America focused and localized.
Right.
I
Right.
completely agree. Um, we have to understand, right? Even though we are no longer in Liberia, we respect Liberia. I love Liberia. My dad's in Liberia, right? But where you live become your home, whether you like it or not. And where you spend your time is best you spend good energy while you there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We came here for a reason. There's a reason we left Liberia. So since we're here, we gotta respect the nation we in. Number one, number two, we also gotta benefit from it. We are full grown adults. We have the benefit from where you at. You got to benefit where your family live. So we, even within inner circle, we have different talents. We got business leaders, business organizations. We, like I said, we got trainers. We got respectable men, right? We have coaches, right? We have managers. We have guys running businesses all across the nation. We have people who have travel, right? These are some of the things like even Americans who been in America don't even do. So we have to bring these things that people don't know about. Like even today, right? I had a business meeting with Rubbermaid. You know, Rubbermaid is the one that make all the trash cans.
Yeah.
Right? We had a business. We had a meeting with Rubbermaid. I manage
Mm-hmm.
base building management. Right. So just getting my name out, meeting new people. Right. We have an anniversary coming out. Those are the things we're looking at. We're looking at widespread opportunities. To have opportunity, you gotta be open minded, and this platform, this podcast will give you the interlook of what's going on in Minnesota, what's going on in the Liberian community. Because let me tell you, Liberia is a small country, but most people don't even know. Even the United Nations that we have right now, Liberia was one of the founders of the United Nations, right? We have smart, dedicated people. If you look back in history, we have the Queen of England going to Liberia. You can check it out on YouTube. The country we're coming from is dynamic. It is very resourceful. You can see as Liberians, we are very resourceful, right? So when AB talk about bringing localization, you see whatever you see is what you believe. So if we can localize this and show it to the next generation that these are your own peers, they're from your home and they're doing something major, right? It's a dream come true. Remember, we
Mm-hmm.
had Obama, who was the first black president in America, right? Usually, a black kid don't want to run for presidency. That opened the door. Just
Mm-hmm.
that single move opened the door. So
Mm-hmm.
and we live in the United States. The greatest thing with the United States is what? What you believe can happen in reality. You see it all the time. We
Mm-hmm.
need to listen to Michael. Michael have all lived. Tupac got all lived. You know what I mean? Everything is here. Michael Jordan, the guy that haven't played basketball for so long. People still wearing his brand name, right?
Hmm.
It's we are in the place. We are living in reality. We are living in the future. The present and the future is in the United States, right? First world. So why wait to be part of something? Jump in it. Hands first. Jump in it.
Yeah, yeah, and then like you know what I mean. Also like to that point, right? You have the Liberian doctors, medical doctors, Liberian scientists. No, you know, like we should be to me. Like my thing is, we should be. I say you have the Liberian politician, you know, Winfrey Russell. To your point, I think there's a Liberian lady in Denver, you know, in Colorado, who's part of the what, Denver State Assembly. Okay,
Yep.
Hmm.
there's a lot of Liberians here in the United States doing great things. To
Yep.
God, you don't hear that. You don't hear about them, you know.
Yeah.
We should cover every aspect of things, you know, every aspect of things, right? Like politics, entertainment, and all those things. And so we should not limit ourselves, but it should be localized. We should focus on America, and even folks back home where we from Liberia, we appreciate that. They'll say, oh yeah, these positive things are going in Liberia. I mean, I'm in the Liberian community in the United States, you know.
Can you guys see this photo?
Yes,
Yes,
you
yes, we
can.
can. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, Minnesota couple living with disabilities build accessible orphanage and clinic in Liberia.
yeah,
I mean, take a look at these folks, not to laugh or whatever, but just take a look at them, right? They don't have the physical capacity like we do,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
But what they did says a lot about who they are and their vision. And it also speaks to what a person can do when you're determined. It's not about what you have or what you can get, but when you're determined to do something with whatever little you have, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
And Spoon TV is not going to highlight these guys.
No, it's all about
Other
politics.
platforms, other G's platforms will not highlight these guys. They will not talk about them, right? And so this is where we come in to highlight some of these people, not just them, but people like them who are impacting society in a positive way, right? Kids who are going to school and graduating
Yeah.
exceptionally, who are breaking records.
Mhm.
There's this guy who's representing Liberia right now, who is representing Liberia in Paris, fumbling.
Yeah.
Who heard about him winning the track and field
You
100 meters in Cameroon?
No, you will hear that.
He won. You will not hear it. But
Yeah.
let's say Blaze naked video come outside right now. Everybody will see. Oh man, somebody will come. I mean, are your man over there? I mean, the man thing also. Right now, the president's only happy negatively. Also, we sharing it. But this is what we do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we want to come in as a platform to highlight some of those things that are positive, but people are not wanting to talk about.
Yeah.
This is where we come in,
Yeah.
fill that gap because it is important.
Very, very, very important.
It is very important. Gentlemen, we have about 3 minutes here
Yeah.
and now 2 minutes. So I will give each of you about 30 seconds to just give me your closing thoughts as we will have this as a continuity, continuing to discuss some of these important issues here within our community. And we look forward to discussing more of these. So just 30 seconds each. So, Jay Blaze, you can go first, and the president can close on that.
all right. First of all, I want to thank Sam for coordinating this. I want to thank AB, the president. Myself, my name is Joey Bunyan. This channel, this podcast will bring out something to inspire your mind, body, and spirit. Inner Circle is here to stay forever, and we are opening new doors. As we alluded earlier, we are 18 members right now. got so much to conquer, so much to do. But remember, with all things, God first, your focus, and good family member and support, life can be a blast. I want to thank you very much for turning in. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you, Triple.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Samwa, Chairman, for this great initiative, and I want to thank all members of Inner Circle for making this happen. I think we have started something here that here, man, is going to be big. So we should all be excited about it. I'm very excited about it. Those that have listened to us today and those that are going to listen to this, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to us. There's more to come, as the chairman said. Initially, there's going to be a weekly stuff, but eventually, we plan to do this every day, every night, because we're going to have so much that we cannot cover it in one week. We have to cover it in every day, and so I'm really excited about it. Thank you to all Inner Cycle members. Thank you to all those who joined us today. We appreciate you. Look out for more. There's more to come. A lot of things, a lot of positive things. The content here is going to be heavy, man. The content that's going to be on here is going to be heavy. And it's going to be great. And it's going to blow your mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you, AB. And like AB landed on, the content here will be great. We will actually start to move into covering things every day. But as of now, we'll be here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Discussing some critical, important issues. We look forward to your subscription. We look forward to your follow, and invite somebody. Tell a friend to tell a friend that there is something different within the community,
Yeah.
and we're looking forward to collaborating with anyone out there who has a great intention and want to come on here and also share something positive within the Liberian community here in Minnesota. So thank you for being here, and gentlemen, it was good being here too. And we want to say thank you, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yep.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.